What is going on, guys? This is going to be a fun video. We're starting out here in the garage. We're over here with Nick. We actually have my friend Jordan's car. He actually just picked this car up. It's actually a pretty cheap car that he picked up, and they picked up the car cheap and then spent some good money on some mods. As you can see from the title, this is going to be a 9-second turnkey package, and we're going to be installing it here. I'm going to set up a package link down in the description. If you guys want the same exact thing installed, we'll be setting up for you guys, but we're going to show you, walk you through the process, the dyno, and hopefully we can get out to the track too. All right, so we have a Jordan's 2015 to 17 GT. It's a 6R80. It's mostly stock. It's got long tube headers, Gen 2 motor. It's got a cold air intake, but basically this is a mostly stock car. It's a base model car, auto of course, and not too much going on with it. It's got long tubes already, and yeah. And behind me, we have everything besides the axles, which are on the way, to go ahead and run 9s. We went with a VMP Gen 3R. We got the whole entire kit here. We got 1000cc injectors, and we have a full return style fuel system from VMP as well. So we're gonna be running this on E85. We got oil pump gear, crank gear, fuel rails, spark plugs, and we got the full line from BMR. This is kind of what you need, the basics. We have the BMR drag springs, Viking Crusaders, and all of the BMR goodies. We got the VMP triple pass heat exchanger, and this thing is going to be a monster. We are going to be running a 75mm upper. We also have Palm Beach Dyno doing the tuning on it, and we're going to be turning this thing up. So we are starting from almost a stock car. The only thing it already has is headers, as far as we know. We might dive into it and find other things. Yeah. But Nick is going to be doing the work on this. Again, if you guys want to pick up the same package, I'll have a link down in the description. You call us up, bring your car down, turn it into a 9-second race car.
Yeah, here at Florida Auto Surgeons, we get you taken care of.
Yes, sir. So we actually found this car, they picked it up actually really cheap because they're pretty much turning this into a race car. It was in a front end accident, so this front end,
a little bit of
was
that
messed
just
up.
popped up right there, so we got a little bit of
yeah, so they
history.
actually, they didn't fix this. So we'll talk with Jordan and see if he wants to, you know, fix that properly, or if he wants the zip tie method. We would prefer to fix it properly. But that was broken, and then the cap is also
just broke.
That broke too. So I'm sure we'll find a couple fun things. I'll post the pictures up here of what it kind of, you know, looked like. Overall, in terms of a race car, it's not going to be too big of a deal. May have a few odds and ends that need to be fixed from someone kind of half-ass putting it together. Yeah. But for a 9-second race car, it's going to be sweet. He is sticking with a stock converter for now, but the stock 6R80, you can actually cut like a 1.3, 1.4 60 foot on the stock converter if you got the suspension right and you got the power right, especially with a PD blower like this.
Torque hits so hard.
Yeah, the torque hits hard. Mr. Turbo guy here, not so lucky.
I need a converter, so. Yeah. Like they riveted it back on. Look, this whole front support is held in with this nice little screw here. Yeah, there's this nice little wood screw over here.
So I don't know who did the work on this car. They
self-tappered into the headlight.
Oh.
Self-tappered into the frame. Another self-tapper over there.
Yeah, as far as we could tell from the wreck, the frame should be straight, but it does look like they cut a little bit of corner, so I'm fixing this thing up.
Yeah, the old body shop guys, you know.
But he did get it cheap, so that's kind of where it balances out. I guarantee these little bolts behind here are probably going to break, so Jordan's probably going to need the little quick release kind of thing for the bumper. All right, so it appears that the body shop that did this, they believe in the zip tie method. Also missing all this stuff up here. Yeah, we're just documenting it so that way, you know, this is how it came in here. Again, not a big deal for a race car, but when you look at cars, this is some stuff that you want to look for, you know. They knew this car was wrecked before, so not the biggest deal. You can see where this scraped on here. It actually has a set of long tube headers. And it has a Corsa Extreme catback, which is pretty cool because it sounds good. Oh, you can see that's some leftover damage from the accident. These tires are meaty. It's good. 4-stars, like killer. I think these are these the same wheels? And they just got them refinished? I don't know. But overall, not a big deal. It's got some iBox springs, an iBox sway bar. It should be a 315. Yep, 315 gear. Nick has the oil draining out. Jordan, come on, that's black. We can't be making 850 wheel horsepower on black oil.
Oh look, this is how they were holding up the wire here. They put it with a little wire tie. Look.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And that's a.
Somebody
like
rebuilt
they made
that,
their
yeah.
they made their own extender.
Yep.
Fun and all sorts of goodies.
Right.
Yeah. And of course we got the good old reliable 6R80. They are beasts. This thing's gonna go 9s. With that, we got a stock drive shaft. We got stock axles. We do have G-Force Renegade axles coming, and we also have a G-Force one-piece drive shaft. The drive shaft's not going to be here in time because they are building it, but the axles just shipped, so we should have them in time to hopefully get a pass out on this here in Florida when Jordan's driving. So more damage from the accident, again mostly cosmetic. Obviously the frame's still fine, but you can see this is pushed in, push that mount back a little bit. This car has seen some abuse, mostly cosmetic, but
Ooh.
and dirt.
Nice and dirty.
As you guys saw, we got the valve covers, timing cover, everything apart, and Nick is getting the timing chain guide off. He went ahead and marked the chains to make it nice and obvious, and then he also put it at top dead center. And I'm gonna time this thing.
Yep. We'll get the oil pump off, get it straightened out. We got some
yeah, we've
rust issues on these things.
We found this.
Water might have gone through it at some point.
It's pretty weird. This car is a pretty much unknown kind of car. I mean, it seemed to run good. The plugs that came out of it looked good. Oil looked a little dark, but everything looks good. Obviously, we got a lot of cosmetic issues. In theory, this all should still be good.
Yeah, shouldn't have any problems with it.
He plans to put a built motor in it eventually too, so
yeah.
This is just phase 1. Like any other oil pump gear. That outer one will break.
We'll see. Okay.
Oh, there it goes. Yeah, right now.
Yeah, but if you drop them together, they will not break.
All nice and good. Alright, so we got the fuel system lines routed, the hat's in, the pump's in, all that good stuff. Got a little bit of fuel laying on top of it, but we'll vacuum that up. I'm going to attach the feed hose, and then we're going to go underneath and connect the already ran line from the front, from the rails, underneath the car. We'll get the filter hooked up and the rest of it. We'll show you when we get back. Alright, so now that we got the lines tightened, we're going to take our wiring here, right up through this existing hole. And we're going to close her up. Got a little tab right here that you want to line up to the back. And there we go. One fuel pump hat assembly installed. Alright, so we got the feed line coming down from the tank. And then the rail side right here. We're going to pull off this plastic, put our filters in, and connect the hoses. Alright, so we got our one-way valve, fuel filter installed, lines hooked up. So we're going to go ahead and close up everything, attach that, get it all cleaned up. Alright, so we got all of our wires hooked up, FDPM is hooked up, 2 relays. We're going to take our ground, we put it right here on the other side of the FDPM driver. We're going to run our harness along this one, follow it up underneath the dash. Alright, so we got the front lockout on the diff. The rear is bolted back in. Right there. We're going to move on to the rest of the cradle supports now, getting all this done. Alright, so we got the rear lockout bushings installed. All 4 of those are torqued to 129 foot-pounds. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to the next step. So we got the RF support bracing up here, bushing supports. One black one up top on each of the fronts, the larger of the 2. The thinner black ones go on the top of the rear, and then followed by this teeth right there. I don't know if you can see it. Here we go. So those are all in. So now this thing's not going to wheel hop anymore.
Alright, so another part of this is we have some BMS racing wheels going on there. G-force axles, all the BMR suspension is in. Whew, we're almost ready for first startup.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So I'll have a full list of everything here. These are the tow arms, obviously. We got vertical links, Viking Crusaders. These are essential. What are those called? I forget.
Spherical bushing bearing replacement for the lower control arm.
Yeah, and then you got these cradle lockouts.
Yep.
Is that what it's called? Yep.
Cradle lockout there. Up here.
Yeah. And this car did have. Yeah.
And then you have the diff, rear diff lockouts, and then the front. You got the support. And then on the other side, you got the other front diff lockouts.
Yeah, and this car also already had an iBox sway bar. I don't know if that's really helpful for what we're doing here, but it's there. Now we just got to get a baller alignment on this thing. 9s or 8s.
I'm 9.5, I'll be happy. I'm not going to go too high.
So G-force Renegade axles. This should do the trick, especially for a 6R80 car. And the only thing we don't have is the drive shaft. So, Jordan, you better sweet talk this little girl into staying together.
Yeah.
Well, that's where the proper alignment and getting just everything right is going to help keep that drive shaft in the car until the new one comes in, obviously.
Hopefully it doesn't break.
All right, so we got 93 and E85 bass tune loaded on the X4. We're gonna go ahead and finish up everything, get it loaded into the car, drive it to E85, fill up, change the tune, be ready for the dyno. Damn.
Some sexiness right there.
Oh yeah.
All right, so this car actually got some weight reduction in here. Jordan, this is not a normal thing. Okay. You know, if someone were to do this, but Jordan wants to go fast. So,
or I got carried away.
Yeah, well, we did find that all the airbags were blown. So, yeah, just take it all out. So all the airbags are out in the back. This is a race car for all intents and purposes. So it has speakers out. Really everything, you know, from the seats forward is in. You can see the fuel system wiring right there. So AC is also deleted, so that saves some weight off the front. Crash bar, sway bar is also removed. So we'll have to weigh this and kind of figure out, you know, where the car is, but it should be pretty awesome because this is going to be lighter than a naturally aspirated car because the blower kit's adding about 100 pounds to the front, maybe even more with, you know, water in the reservoir. So taking the weight out definitely helps keep this thing down in weight. You can see the AC is unplugged from there. We have an AC delete pulley for down there. Yeah, should be fun. You ready?
I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Let's see if it starts.
You can start it.
She's alive.
Rob's the man.
Rob is the man.
Base bottom. Little test drive around the corner, make sure everything's suspension wise, all that stuff's good. Yeah, everything's gutted out of the back and there's bolts all over the place from Jordan's gut job, but we're gonna go drive it around. This is Palm Beach Dyno's base tune, so no boost, it's still on 93. Just gonna make sure the suspension, coolant doesn't overheat, all that good stuff.
So what is the cycling temp on the head? 210? 212.
It should be 205 actually. So we got an SET right here to monitor everything. Again,
2.5 days. Oh.
How does it feel that you're driving a mid 9-second car that you just built?
Well, my grandma could drive it, you know, but I'd say it's the fastest we've taken a stock car and brought it right to the 9s.
Hell yeah.
Drives unbelievably smooth.
Rob the tune maker, shoemaker.
Aside from the steering wheel being a little off from the alignment.
Yeah, we're gonna go get the alignment tomorrow after the dyno.
This thing is crisp.
Yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Alright, so we just made it over to the E85 station. We're loading in the E85 file right now. E85 right there, prepared for tomorrow to go on the dyno. I'm gonna bring it home tonight, fill it up again in the morning when I get back into Daytona, and then it's dyno time. I'm excited. Alright, so I actually got it pretty lucky. It's pretty close to a full tank. 15.7 gallons of E85. Here is Rob's base E85 file. Starts up like nothing even changed. Rob, the tune maker, shoemaker. Now we'll come back tomorrow with the full dyno, and then I'm gonna make it a separate video, us going to the track, but I'll probably tease it at the end. All right, it's dyno time. Cold start. E85. All right, let's go head over to the dyno. All right, so we got the car on the dyno. We're gonna make some hits here real soon. Rob Shoemaker from Palm Beach Dyno is gonna be tuning it. 75mm upper on the VMP Gen 3R, twin jet 69mm, stock lower. Should make somewhere around 800. This dyno has been known to read a little bit low, so the horsepower number doesn't really matter, just dialing it in, getting it ready. The base tune drove super smooth. I got the spark plugs gapped at about 26 to 28 thousandths. Should be good to go, and you're gonna get an alignment, take it to the track, if everything goes well. All right, we're about ready to make a pull in the car. We are tuning with SCT today, so we're just going to be data logging it. We did go ahead and idle log. We made sure our short-term fuel trims right here. This number right here, we got it within 3%, so usually you want that 1.0. We saw that it was 1.10, which means it was 10% lean. So it's correcting for that. So we added 10 PSI base pressure to the fuel pressure regulator. We're gonna go ahead and make a poll, make sure everything's good, send the log over to Rob, the tune maker, shoemaker, and see what this thing lays down. We did have to go ahead and switch on the drag tires because it turns out there's some dry rot on the tires. So it's gonna make a little bit lower of a number, but it's still gonna be making some serious power. All right, so looking at the log here, you can see right here, this is actually our load value. We have the load value. Our fueling was great. RPM went out, but we saw some power decrease go down just like that. So it looks like we're getting some belt slip. We're gonna run it again, see if it happens again. If it does, then it means we have to address something with the belt system, get the belt slip out of there. All right, so this pole looked a little bit better. You can see load, but it still came down quite a bit on that top end. So it's pretty clear we're gonna need a 90mm idler. We're gonna go pick one up, swap it on real quick. Looks like we just need a little bit more belt tension in order to prevent it from slipping. Otherwise, everything looked great. Spark is great. We're running about 22 degrees on that one. And it was pretty much liking it. So as long as we get this belt slip out of here, it should make some good power. All right, so after that pull, we saw that our load came up. Looks pretty good. We're still getting a hair belt slip up top. This can be addressed later, but it looks like what we're gonna have to do with for now and for the track. So it is gonna be losing probably about 30, 40 wheel horsepower, maybe even more here. So a tighter belt is gonna help there, but it still made great power. So overall, everything looks good. Fueling, spark, everything's looking killer. So it does have a soft tire on it, and this dyno reads pretty low. The number is 766. The SAE number is 735. I wouldn't base the power too much on that. This is making way over 800. So, but we just got a little bit of belt slip. It would make a little bit more up top, but that is what we're gonna have to do for tonight, and then we'll get a tighter belt on it. So we actually swapped to a 90mm idler to increase the belt tension. Rob and both I I saw that the load was kind of dipping down like this. That's indicative of boost dropping. We saw some belt slip, so we swapped that out. We're still seeing a little bit of belt slip up here at the top, right about here in the log. So I'm texting it over to Rob, and we'll see what we can do. But that's some power.
What do you think? What do you think, Jordan?
I think it's good power.
That's on drag rate.
Yeah.
On this. So we'll see what Rob says. Everything looked good. All right, so Rob said everything looks good. We got a hair of belt slip up top. We're just gonna run it one more time just to see what it does. It should be cool enough to run. And then we're off the dyno over to the alignment, and then we're going to the track.
Yes, sir.
Yep. To the alignment, street pole, track.
Track. There you go, Jordan.
There we go.
What do you think?
Hopefully it runs 11s.
All right, so the car made good power. 766, we got a soft tire on here that's easily 800 normally. We're gonna go get an alignment, get all the suspension good, bring it out to the track tonight and go run a 9. So let's go do it. All right, man, how does it feel?
Feels good. Dude, this AC delete is not happy right now.
I just want to point out, there's going to be comments saying, why'd you delete AC? This is a race car. Normally, if anyone else wants to do this, you don't have to delete AC.
I have a daily. Like, yeah. I'm not going to drive this all the time.
This thing is just going to be full freaking send, dude.
It'd just be for gapping fools, you know? Camaro owners. Johnny.
So we got to get the alignment. We got to do a street hit, which I know Jordan is excited about. Get the, make sure all the shifts and everything's good, and hopefully run a 9, dude.
Dude, I hope.
Well, now your turn. Holy
bro, this thing grabbed all of it.
Oh my god. I go in a lot of fast cars and that felt rowdy.
I seen your whole body shift straight back.
Woo, that hit hard.
Woo, my job.
You have traction control on still?
No.
Oh, we still have the thing unplugged.
Yeah, it's off. Holy shit. That was...
Holy crap. I need to put a seatbelt on.
Dude, I'm gonna need some harnesses. So much black mark.
Oh my god. We gotta turn the tire pressure down.
A little bit.
How'd that feel?
It felt fun, honestly. This thing is rowdy. I love it. Whew. Now think about it. I just went from a 450 wheel car to, let's just say, 800 wheel car.
Dude. Oh. This thing's rowdy. Dude. That's gnarly.
I've drove your car, I've drove fast cars, I've never felt like that kind of power, because it just grabbed it. Well, the first hit, the second hit.
I think the dyno numbers were misleading.
I mean, that dyno, Don, he made way less power on that dyno than he did another one, right?
He made 50 less.
50 less, and then this is on drag radios too. It has to be north of 800. It feels like it's 800 car.
We'll know by trap speed tonight.
Yeah.
Trap speed tells everything. And the alignment in trap.
Our goal tonight, Steve, is to be under 9 seconds.
Yep.
And I think he's going to do it the first time through.
That's the man right there.
I have a $100 bet with a buddy of mine.
Yeah.
He said your first pass will be a 9. He said the weight's gone, the power's there.
All right, it's time for the track. You're gonna see that one in the next video. Alignment done. All right, I'm gonna wrap up this video in a different clip because we gotta roll. I don't have time. was that?
Bro, my nuts are in my chin right now.
What is it? This thing's rowdy, right?
Street car, baby.
Dude.
Street car.
It can't even go back on the track.
Per NHR rules, man, I'm sorry. You got it. You're done for the night. 4 days ago, you built this in 4 days?
Yep.
I'm gonna have to hire you guys to build mine. I can't even, been 2 years, I can't even get mine done.